Hello, hello, everybody. Today, let me get Cardboard Live going. There we go. Today we're playing. We're going back. I guess going back. We haven't played it for a couple weeks, especially since the Stoneforge unbanning in Modern. But we're playing some Legacy Death and Taxes, in part inspired by Thomas Enevoldson's updated article that got posted today over on Mage Market, I think. And also in part inspired by some requests on Twitter, other platforms. I know there are a bunch of legacy events coming up. There's, I think, Syracuse this weekend, and then Indy next weekend. Wait, no, is it Indy? What's the one? Oh no, not Indy. Atlanta next weekend. But inspired by those things, I decided to just jump back to good old normal Death and Taxes. I actually have not played this deck in like its normal old fashioned entirety in a while, because there was like the Squadron Hawk kick that I went on, and then I jumped in for like one league of normal Death and Taxes, and then Stoneforge got unbanned, and so I actually just haven't played a list like this in a while. Need some Sarah Avengers in favor. They're pretty cheap unless you're talking about like foiling at them out, in which case they're probably my favorite Magic card of all time is Champ's Promo Sarah Avenger, but also a lot less cheap. But anyway, today's list is, like I talked about, it's inspired a lot by Anna Voltson's list. I made some of my own modifications, just based on things that I'm concerned with, things that just ideas that I have about different cards, different card choices. So let's walk through a couple of things. The one thing that Anna Voltson did, he started slashing the Sacred Cow Flicker Wisp, which I'm already pretty on board with after flying too close to the sun with Squadron Hawks and tasting the world where you don't have to cast a 3-mana 3/1 flyer. It's not super it's not always super good. Just playing Flicker Wisp in your deck, especially in the world of Wrenn and 6. If you just have a Flicker Wisp to cast on curve, it's just not always going to be a very good Magic card. So I'm kind of in for shaving them. I think 2 might be too low. I think maybe 3 is the right answer. But the one big problem I had with shaving Flicker Wisps originally was just you still like the body, right? You still want to block Delver Secrets. That's a big deal. But Enevoldson took an avenue that I was also interested in just pumping up the 2-drop flyer slot. He was playing 1 Tomic 2 Avenger, but I cut, I think, what is it, Hallowed Spearkeeper for a second Tomic. I'm not sure what's right. Oh no, he was also playing a second Revoker. I should probably be playing that, shouldn't I? Figure out what cut I want to make. Probably the 3rd Crusader. It's probably fine. Maybe, whoops. Maybe I want to cut. Maybe I do want to cut a Tomic or Servager. Maybe this is too many random dirtily beaters, but obviously that's why we're jamming. I also need to update Cardboard Live here with my last minute deck edition, but yeah, he filled out the extra Flicker Wisps that are missing with other things that get to block Delver of Secrets and such. Mirror Crusader down, save. Probably need to refresh on Twitch as well, but other than that, I'm high on Mirror Crusader. I think in a lot of your matchups, Delver, it's a little bit weaker. I'm not a huge fan, because obviously it's just really soft to Lightning Bolt, but it does block Tarmogoyfs and stuff. It's not an unreasonable threat. If you stick an equipment on it, it's just nuts, but that's usually a little bit win more in general. But the one reason I like Mirror Crusader is especially just because there are other people that are playing these Wrenn and 6 nonsense decks. If you run into 4-color control out there, you're just going to get floored, especially with these iterated lists with... Oh god. The dog is... Oh, hang on, let me mute. right. Winding should be more muffled, and will be dealt with shortly. But anyway, Mirror Crusader, yeah, you're gonna get like dumpster by the 4-color control decks, especially with like shaving down Wisps, shaving a Recruiter, stuff like that. A lot of your deck building decisions, but like that deck has not really been on the map nearly as much recently. So you're really trying to leverage some of your other matchups here. I feel like D&T is in a good spot to beat out Depths. Yeah, that's true. I think like Depths and Rogue Delver being really good right now are extremely good for Death and Taxes. I would be very happy like playing it in an event or whatever. Have you been having any success with Bomberman? Yeah, I've been having a lot of success with Bomberman. I 7-1'd the Mox qualifier event or whatever last week, and I've been messing with it a lot in my spare time. But I also always will love the little standby here. As for the sideboard, I think it's like pretty close to End of Old Sins. I upped to like the second Surgical Extraction over like a Containment Priest. I'm playing a Sanctum Prelate instead of something he's got in there, but other than that, I like a lot of the ideas Ed Evelson had. I think his read on the meta is like pretty close. I'm not gonna claim that like this list is the list I would play in like Syracuse or Atlanta, but because I'm not going to those events, I haven't like been as diligently practicing and such. But I will be at Eternal Weekend in November, so that's the next Legacy event that I'm prepping for. But anyway, enough talking. I don't know if I actually updated Cardboard Live. Hang on. Update stream. There we go. Alright, so that should be the updated stream and stuff. Also, I almost missed this because it happened right as I was coming back here. Machner, thanks for the follow. I appreciate the support. Also, we are, if people that don't read titles, we are 2 subs away from a new sub emote. I do have an empty emote slot right now already because my girlfriend, who is my emote artist, has been slacking lately, or recently, because she was doing her thesis proposal, so reasonable. But she's done, so we should have a new emote coming up, and if we hit 2 more subs, we can get 2 new emotes in the coming weeks. But anyway, let's play some Legacy. When is this PTQ finals? Is tomorrow, right? 17 hours and 30 minutes. That's 11 o'clock. Yeah, that's what it is. I thought it was 9 Pacific. All right, let's jam. Oh yeah, it's September also, so if you're a first-time sub, costs half as much. Get in those subscriptions, etc., etc. Probably shouldn't shill until further into the stream, because not a lot of people are hanging out quite yet. Hey, my shilling worked. Cafe Grunt, thanks for the tier 1 sub. Appreciate the support. Enjoy your Thalia emote, and hopefully enjoy your other emotes coming down the pipeline. We are one AOJR with the bird's at. We're not registering Squadron Hawks today. I liked, for those of you that read Envolson's article today, he had a very good read on like how I felt about Squadron Hawks. It's like, it was calculated for a very specific meta, and I think it does get significantly weaker when the further you get from that expected meta of like extremely grindy matchups and stuff. Where's the article written? On Mage Market, I think. It also got posted on their Mage Market's Twitter. I don't think Anna Volson retweeted it. I'll try to find a link here. This hand is barely good enough. Twitter Mage Market. Yeah, here it is. Cats better show up. I bribed them into the foot show until I heard a cat in here. I should probably keep this hand as well. And here's a link to. Well, I'm going to post it anyway for other people that are curious about the article. I guess this is a link to the Twitter that posted the article, but whatever. I did hear a cat. I don't know if she left though. God, I unfocused my camera. Did Ara post the direct link? I think so. I don't think... I killed the bot that, like, went mad with power and started banning people for posting links. Yeah, there you go. Marsh Flats and Underground Sea. This feels like Death Shadow then, right? There are a lot of other Marsh Flats decks, right? Makes me, what did they do with the Ponder? They didn't shuffle, but it makes me not want to, like, cast a spell into this in, like, a daze. I could just port. Like, Revoker's not a spell that I really care about, but we could still just... The worst outcome is that, like, they don't have daze, and then they Thought Seize me the following turn, and then they take the Stoneforge, and we're pretty shit out of luck, but... Misty Rainforest. Now I'm confused. Okay, no, it is just Death Shadow. They're just playing like a split of... I guess it doesn't matter, you can split your blue and black fetches. That's not very concerning. You can split your blue and black fetches if you don't have any duels, right? Or if you don't have any basics, I mean. But they usually have like a basic swamp. Only 2 flickers? Yeah, and Volson talks about it in his article. I think we're just fine Giver, Port, Vial here. We're concerned about a Death Shadow coming up here. The street rate's really slow, Death Shadow significantly less so. But with the pressure of like this Port on the mana base and this Giver runes and stuff, we might be able to just Stoneforge or Batterskull here. Death Shadow picking up the Tyrant Scorn tech. I guess, yeah, Death Shadow's probably pretty bad against depths. That's fine. So if they have like land and a Fatal Push or something, but then they're not developing a Death Shadow at least. What's up, TL Hunter? We're just gonna Stoneforge for... I don't even know. We already have this Batterskull. I don't know what I want between GT and Sword. Probably GT. I don't exactly have a lot of blue threats. Let me untap. I definitely don't have Batterskull Manned, opponent. Don't worry about it. Oh, what a jerk. This means they don't have a Death Shadow, probably. Because they're already holding up a free spell. Just gonna cast GT. Violent Revoker, port them. So glad I bought it at D&T before the Stoneforge on Banned in Modern. Yeah. Those things spiked. Alright, well, we're down to 2 cards. Force Switching Force. Looks like we might be okay here. There's a chance we can just slam this Batterskull on curve if we find another land. Really looking for basically just any creature. I had some extreme FOMO with them and thought them ASAP, yeah. Reasonable. Stoneforge is a sweet card. That's why I've been enjoying Modern a lot more. Just like being able to play Stoneforge. What I always said when Stoneforge was banned, it was just like I don't care if Stoneforge like is really bad. It's just like a really fun card to be playing. So I'm just super into it. So I just get to jam Stoneforge decks regardless of how good they are. Well, they're at 3, which is not a high life total. I'm gonna follow my D&T deck, but I guess I'm waiting for a Stoneforge reprint. You get the... I think the GP promos are pretty cheap relative, right? They're just like dead to a Sarah Avenger if we had one, but we don't. GB promos are sweet. What am I naming here? Not Street Wraith. Just like Liliana the Last Hope. They probably don't have it, especially main deck, but you know. Not a lot of names against Death Shadow. Certainly. Keep this on 2. We have a lot more, especially with this iteration, we have a lot more 2s to draw than 3s. Probably just supposed to slam this Batter Skull. They have 2 cards in hand. If they have a Daze. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you don't like foils, then yeah, I mean, you're probably not going to like the GP promos, right? Because they don't come in on... I guess they come in non-foil now, though. But just not older ones. Yeah, we're just going to slam this Batter Skull. They got Daze. Sucks, but if they don't have Daze, we're looking good. Coco Lopez, thanks for the tier 1 sub. Appreciate the support. Thanks so much. Enjoy your emote. And if I just double check here, I'm pretty sure we're at 25 now. We are, in fact, at 25 sub points. Thank you so much for the support, everybody. I'm going to get those emotes cranked out a lot quicker than we got the second one cranked it, because we're still waiting on the second one. I hit the second sub slot in like, or the second emote slot in like March, but never actually got it made. But now we have a third emote too. Wow, going to 1. Aggressive. Now we just played the Find Lethal game. They can't attack. I guess they have like a Death Shadow to play here or something. I'm not gonna block. Look when your emotes your cat. I should make some like filler emotes or something. I should have just like filled out those slots while I was waiting. With just like some silly emotes at least. Draw like Flicker Wisp, lethal. Not a whole lot else is lethal. I'm just gonna draw my card. Leave this on 2 again. Should have a lot of 2s. Wasteland is certainly not lethal, but lets me just like take all their mana away. Athalia and Stoneforge drawing it. I should just draw my own emotes in MS Paint. Just like really horrible looking. They have a removal spell for my Germ token as the last card here. We are in trouble. You can technically attack with Dish Out and Street Wraith, right? But then... yeah, maybe that is actually a good attack. No, that's a bad attack, because I can block the Street Wraith, go to 13, and then I wouldn't die to the Death Shadow. And then they would be dead. So they can only attack with the Death Shadow here. And we will block with our Germ token. Let's draw a good card here. Basic Plains, huh? Not a good card. We're at 13. Are we gonna live? I don't think so. We could suit up the Revoker with the Batter Skull, right? But then they can attack with they can just attack with all. No, if they attack with all 3, we only take 17, and we gain. Yeah, so they can attack with all 3, but they can't attack with just the Shadow and the Angler. And then we have to block one of them or we die, obviously. And if we block the Angler, then we trade, which sucks. But, I mean, it gives us more draws. Like, we can still top deck things at that point. So that's probably our best bet. What's up?
I needed some stuff.
Also, we hit 25 subs, so you got 2 emotes on your to-do list.
Okay.
Better crank those out.
Sure. What was I doing here?
Getting stuff.
Yeah, but what was I getting?
Ponder. That means we're probably dead, right? Would they? They didn't shuffle, which means we're almost assuredly dead here.
Oh, I remember.
Not a lot of cards that are better. I'm gonna take the gut shot right now. Accurate. Would accept a walking ballista. Even just like a plow keeps us alive. Like very much alive because we like pick up our batter skull and reset it and stuff. Do I take this up to 3? No, because Flicker Wisp isn't lethal anymore, right? If they only had the 1 Death Shadow, then we could potentially flicker it out to live a turn. I guess... Yes, I do want to take this to 3, actually. Because we could potentially draw Mirroring Crusader, and that I think actually keeps me alive through this attack. Source would be... Yes, I'm going to take this up to 3. Sanctum Prelate. Not what the doctor ordered. Are we still alive? We gain 6. We go to 13. No. We block 1, take 2. Are there Crusaders? Yeah, we have 2 Crusaders we're drawn towards. And we're like a Recruiter. Recruiter and a Crusader could have maybe helped us live that turn as well. We had a lot of outs, like, for a lot of turns. Our opponent went extremely low very fast, but we did not get anywhere. They're also on Snuff Outs, which is like super old tech, I think. Unless it's like randomly new tech again. I guess it's okay now that no one's playing Gurmag anymore, because everyone's playing Rug Delver. So you just like, you snuff out their Tarmogoyfs. So I think Gurmag Angler was a big reason why people stopped playing Snuff Out and Death Shadow. We're actually a lot less weak to like random bullshit like Dread of Night. Although they're probably not playing Dread of Nights nowadays. So I probably don't want a board for that. Set a Needle for Throne of Geth. That seems loose, especially because they definitely don't play Throne of Geth anymore. They never should have played Throne of Geth, because they should have been playing Ratchet Bomb. But now they either play Ratchet Bomb or Contingent Plan or whatever to beat Chalice of the Void. I think it's probably right to just board as if they don't have Dread of Nights, because they probably don't nowadays. Flyers are important. Recruiter is good because we have Mirror Crusaders. Tempted to cut these Tomics. Like, Flyers are good, but I don't know if they're that good. Probably cut Sword of Fire and Ice. Maybe I don't like the Prelate against the Snuff Out version. I don't even know if I like Chalice. And Chalice is probably still good against the Snuff Out version. At least on the play. I might cut it on the draw. Holy man, all these cards are good. I still want all these. Shape of Thalia. I was saying solid. Seems a lot better than our previous hand. Our game 1 hand. We kept the game 1 hand mostly on the strength of like Aether Vial, and we had like a Stoneforge Mystic and stuff, but yeah, it looks like they're playing 0 basics. Why waste a report? I just don't think really. I did briefly consider the pros and cons of each. There's a chance that if I like draw exactly Plow here, I can play the Caracas, Plow, the Watery Grave, like plow a 1-drop or something. And if my turn 2 is going to be spent porting, I'm just going to play the port and port them because I still don't want to expose my white source. And I didn't think they had any basics based on their fetch land configuration of game 1. If I thought they might have basics, then there's a chance that I wanted to lead with the port to not entice them to like fetch a basic here. Yeah, I thought about it like probably longer than I should have. It probably did not matter a lot. It's mostly like Swords to Plowshares versus my opponent's ability to fetch basics. I think I'm gonna waste on this. Flip on Thoughtseize. That's fine. I'm gonna put in this Giver. Sucks if they have a Snuff Out, but we have a we have a 2-drop regardless of what 2-drop they take, so we're still okay here. I'm just gonna untap Caracas, port them, Violent R2 drop. I imagine they're taking Thalia. Oh wow. Interesting. Maybe they have a lot of mana. Like, we get to Thalia plus port them now? Never mind, we're gonna Chalice. Oh, we can't do both. Slamming the Chalice here walks into Daze. Versus porting is just really good because they can't cast a spell unless it's free. But if we Violent our Thalia, then there's a chance that we can't play the Chalice, right? Although I guess if they Daze my Chalice, they still can't cast another spell, right? Because they'll pick up their land. Storm Thief 248, thanks for the tier 1 sub. Yeah. Appreciate the support. They always have Daze. They're a Delver player. What's the list look like? There should be Carver Live extension available. Can we attack here? No, they could have Snuff Out. It sucks if they have Death Shadow here. Okay, I guess they do have a lot of mana. That's why they decided to take the Stoneforge over the Thalia. Because they picked up a Water Grave, then played an Underground Sea. Let's draw a Swords to Plowshares, please. Please. One-time dealer. Feels weird that they didn't shock in this Death Shadow, right? If they shocked in the Death Shadow, then that plays around Plow a lot better. Takes up a 3. Wow, never lucky. Maybe they have like a Street Wraith. And they're trying to entice me into plowing the Delver instead of the Death Shadow. I don't know. I should have attacked. Maybe not. Maybe I want to keep this thing low. I hate trying to figure out when you're supposed to attack it versus not attack as a versus Death Shadow. Cross off this Thoughtseize there to cast it. Yeah, there we go. It's a lot of Death Shadows. Let's draw Swords to Plowshares, please. Please and thank you. Yeah, they can't attack with anything. We can just leave our Wisp in our hand. 9, I don't think is quite low enough for us to like just try to get lethal with Wisp here. Stoneforge Mystic. That's probably better than porting. Stalls for a long time if we can go get like a Batter Skull. I also try to get like Sword and sort of a Flicker Wisp or something. Get them a lot more dead. I got like Batter Skull though. turns out. Do I want them to take this Flicker Wisp? No, we can just Flicker Wisp our Stoneforge here. They take the Battle Skull, we can go with something else at least. I think the Flicker Wisp in play is more valuable than the Batter Skull. Also, they go to 7, so they are just dead if we draw a land here and they don't. Yeah, we can just go to Sword of Fire and Ice and actually just lethal them, right, if we hit a land. So Sword's probably the grab here over GT. Attack with 1 Death Shadow. Attack with 2 Death Shadows now. So we obviously have to block. They just fetch shot kill us. Is there a world where I get punished by aggressively using my Giver of Runes here? If they... How much does Snuff Out cost? Life-wise? It's like... Is it 4 life? Yeah, 4 life. So they can't fetch Snuff Out. Fetch puts them to 6, Snuff Out puts them to 2. Then they would just be dead to the Thalia anyway, right? So we can block a Death Shadow and pro-black it with the Giver and still be okay. So we just need to top deck a land to have lethal. If we don't top deck a land, though, we might just be fucking dead as shit. That's why we'll just draw a land here. It'll be fine. Fuck. God, actual like worst draw on the deck too, because it's completely uncastable. Besides maybe like a Vial. Are we dead? We're not dead. Hey, stop that. Get down from there. Your wish worked. Whichever one of you in chat was like, I hope I bribed the cast to terrorize you during the stream. Whoever that was. Alright, how are we winning here? Oh, God. We just need to untap with Flicker Wisp. And that's like our plan to win, right? So we can jump block both Death Shadows. So we just pass the turn, leave up, put in the Death Shadow from, or put in the sword from the Stoneforge. I think that's our best avenue of victory. They have 1 card left in their hand, so I think the best avenue of victory here is just untapping with Flicker Wisp and Sword. God, I hope this doesn't flip something incredibly scary. Force of Negation. Alright, that's very not threatening. Why did they leave in Force of Negation? I guess to hit Vial on the draw, maybe? Do you still think wasting that on turn 2 is correct? Yeah, I think so. We didn't know how many lands they had in their hand. If they had, like, Thoughtseize me previously, like, the Thoughtseize the Stoneforge earlier with the, seems like we've been a mana short the whole game. No, only this turn, right? Like, we had a Violent. I guess the turn we played, like, the Chalice and got dazed or whatever. But those were also all decisions made, like, we didn't have the Chalice. We weren't sitting at exactly lethal with Flicker Wisp, Sword of Fire and Ice in play. We didn't know how many, like, lands my opponent was going to hit without casting a single cantrip. Like, usually when your opponent goes, like, land Delver of Secrets or whatever, then, like, wasting's pretty safe. Because, like, these decks are incredibly land light. And we had also a follow-up port. They just happen to have a ton of lands here. What is this? Okay, we should just win here. We had the option to port as well. Yeah. We did, but I probably was just going to wasteland the following turn, right? Was that when I drew? That's when I drew the Chalice. If we had ported instead, and there's a chance that we could have cast the Chalice through the days. we can just go to 1 here and we win. Actually, we keep the Thalia alive, so we beat Snuff out, right? So we can just block like this, put in the sword, give the Thalia pro black, so we don't die to Snuff out, and then we win. This is only 6. Sure, I'll take this up to 4. Anyway, to talk about that some more because I just wanted to kill them there. I force a will, or I didn't force. I wasteland instead of ported there because I didn't want them to like cast a brainstorm in their upkeep, flip the Delver and like try to use their cantrips effectively if they were mana tight. And we had no plans to like use our extraneous mana because we were set up to just port them the following turn and like use our vial to put in all of our creatures. But then we drew the chalice, which kind of like fucked up the math there. Are we changing anything? I like chalice less on the draw for sure. But what would I bring in? I kind of like, I could see just bringing in, like, Tomic. Flyers, like, as you saw there, is that the only damage we dealt was attacking with that Flicker Wisp? Like, they deal a ton of damage themselves. So, like, having a Flyer, like, being able to stick an equipment on a Flyer is, like, really big. Also, just being able to trade with a Delver is not bad. I think I'm into this. Certainly a lot closer than I would have enjoyed it being. But yeah, the game did not pan out. The game would have panned out better if we had never used our Wasteland and we just had 4 lands to like cast our Chalice through at days that we drew and like just have lethal the previous turn and stuff. But obviously those were all unforeseen events. Playing based on what we currently had access to. I think I'd like not having 4 Thalias in this matchup. Just so many like big dumb threats that like taxing them isn't always great. Like when you play your Thalia and they just like Death Shadow Gurmag you. It'd be nice to like draw a Sword of Supply Shares in this matchup though. Sword of Supply Shares is a very good Magic card. Hey, there's one. It's probably gonna get Thoughtseized, but I'm gonna keep this hand begrudgingly. It's like good enough, but can certainly lose. Put a mold to 6 at least. But we have like Giver, Swords, Wasteland, Sarah Avenger, stuff like that. Back on regular D&D. Yep. Still enjoy the deck. Still think like the deck is good or anything. I was afraid when I played like Bomberman in the Mox event. What was it? Mox playoffs? No, preliminary, but whatever. Qualifier, that's what we're looking for. I was afraid that everyone's gonna be like, oh no, he's not playing Death and Taxes, Death and Taxes is dead. But like, Death and Taxes is good right now, still. Why only 2 Flicker Wisps? Thomas Enevoldson wrote an article that talked about it, and I kind of agree with him. So I was trying out a similar list. Flicker is just like weaker in the format right now. Just a lot less good against, like, it's never been very good against a lot of the unfair decks, with the exception of like Show and Tell. Oh, sick. And it's been like good against a lot of the fair decks, which is why you've wanted it. But it's gotten a lot less good against the fair decks recently, because they're all the fair decks playing red and 6. What's up, Cliffy? Well, let's jam our Giver of Runes. Wait, they bottomed. I probably should have wastelanded there, actually. I got distracted by chat there. Rip. Thought sees me. Oh no, my Mirran Crusader. Don't play land. Nice. Why does Goldfish have D&T split into 2 different lists? Distraction File Leap. What do you mean? Why does Goldfish have D&T split into two different lists? And Goldfish's like algorithms for like filing decks is generally like not super reliable. So I think we might be just wastelanding this. I guess there's no way. Actually, there's probably some support that, right? There's no way they cast Thoughtseize over like a Brainstorm if they have it there. If they have exactly draw a land and play Gurmag, then I get kind of rewarded, but I probably play Rendays at that point. Turn 3, so I can't cast this. But I'm probably not going to go land go. I'll play the Plains. Yeah. Go Sarah Avenger. Alright, well, we got a lot of removal here. They need to hit a colored land drop, and they're at 9 life. As far as you didn't play Port. On like the one turn where I had 2 mana, I briefly analyzed the pros and cons. And decided if they hit a colored source, they were very unlikely to just say go. And there's a chance I wanted to like cast a if I drew a 3-drop and they drew exactly Wasteland or something, they could like Wasteland my Karak or my Rashadan Port. Or just expose the Rashadan Port to a Wasteland before they draw their colored source. Like, now they've burned their Wasteland. Alright, now they're just super dead. We did it. That worked out. See, sometimes you just Wasteland them and then they die. Did not work out game 2. Definitely worked out game 3. I fucked up. Like, I gave them a window that they were definitely able to, like, if they had a Ponder or something. Although they probably would have pondered over preordaining. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm not a cantrip expert. But if they had another cantrip to cast after that preordain, then I fucked up real bad. But did not get punished, so it's okay. Darth Kid, thanks for the follow. Appreciate the support. Oh, I missed. Sorry so much. Storm Thief 248. How did I miss that? I got Coco Lopez's sub. Storm Thief 248, thanks for the sub. Appreciate the support. Apologies. I don't remember seeing that at all. Just updating my spreadsheet. I haven't actually been keeping I haven't been doing a spreadsheet recently because I've been playing like Bomberman and Modern decks and stuff. Sure was one-sided. Yeah. Sometimes Delver keeps a 1-lander and you have a Wasteland and they die. They're on a mull to 6. Like, you're probably gonna keep 1 land or like you're gonna keep Scalding Tarn, Preordain stuff, right? On a mull to 6. Try Preordain your second land and then they just missed and died. Such is life. That was kind of the rationale behind Wasteland them in game 2. When they go land Delver, and sometimes you just Wasteland them and they die, and if they don't die, then we still have this port to deny them more mana, but they had a ton of mana. After they Thoughtseize the Stone Fortress of the Thalia, that was pretty readily apparent that they were not concerned about me taxing them. This game's a little weird, but I'll keep it. Everyone's playing Delver, right? So the Clash Rose is great. What are you up to, opponent? The Mighty Whizbit. Opponent. Hello? equivalent seems to be gone, but they chose to keep. They elected to keep, and I didn't spend that much time. I spent 14 seconds. All right, they're here. Eldrazi, huh? Kind of don't. We have 2 plows, so playing my Thalia doesn't suck here. Why not play Flagstones? Mostly because you boarding in Rip. When you board in Rip versus Rug Delver and you like play Flagstones, they can wasteland it, and your white sources are a very precious commodity in that matchup. Is my biggest concern with the card currently. But I've definitely played it in the past. Well, that was maybe the worst card to draw in the face of our opponent's Eldrazi Temple deck. Is there a world where I want to play Thalia? They could, like, chalice me. Well, Thalia taxes our own plows, but if they just, like, land Thought-Knot, we're just going to untap, we're going to plow the Thought-Knot with our other plow, hit them. Yeah. Not really in the market for getting chaliced here. And Thalia pretty safely attacks for like most other things they can cast off Temple here. Sure. Is that a Matter Reshaper? Don't really want to attack into that one. Kroger doesn't really do anything either. Do I actually want to attack into this? Maybe I do. This just draws them a card, right? If it's a permanent, they can put into play. I get punished if they hit like a land, right? I assume based on their keep that they're going to just hit land drops. They're gonna probably cast a Thought-Knot Seer next turn, so I'm not that concerned about ramping them. New Zendikar, so trying to get new cards. New Zendikar is not going to be on have an Eldrazi focus, I believe. Going back to Zendikar's adventure, like Dungeons and Dragons-esque roots. Now that all the Eldrazi are dead. Or dead for now. It's a Smusher. Oh, that's fine. It's like a little bit less fine because we don't have like a bunch of Flicker Wisps, and also we're just not hitting our land drops. Lost the answer before. Why only 2 Wisp friend? Kind of, yeah. I should just make it a command at this point, but I'll post Enna Voldson's article in chat when people ask me about it. Enna Voldson had some thoughts that I agreed with a lot. Based on, like, just Wisp having 1 toughness. I talked about, Wisp has never been good in a lot of your unfair matchups. Except for Sneak and Show, and it's been generally good in your fair matchups, which is why we've liked it, but it's been gotten a lot worse lately in a lot of the fair matchups. Probably just leaving on Plow this turn. Hitting him with Tomic passing the turn here. Sarah and Tomic for 2 Wisp, right? Yeah, kind of. List is a little bit finicky. There are a lot of, like, weird, ins and outs. We're on, like, 1 Recruiter and stuff. Which, like, also might be wrong, but Recruiter is really slow, and, like, a lot of the legacy decks that you're scared of are very fast right now. Recruiter's not super good against, like, Delver. Can I go to combat opponent? I'm just gonna pass the turn with Plow up here. Probably have to plow this 5/5 endless one. The cat has arrived. She is here to annoy the shit out of me, probably. If they have a Smasher, we're definitely pitching like the Prelate to it. Prelate, not super good in this matchup. This just looks like the aggro deck, Eldrazi aggro too, with like Endless One and stuff, rather than Eldrazi Post, which has also like kind of shifted into Karn Post at this point. So don't see too many Eldrazi decks lately. But we're generally pretty good against the aggro versions. Ooh, Blast Zone. It's kind of terrifying. Ding. 6 mana. Nothing? Really? Thank God we hit a land. That's nice. Working towards our Palace Jailer. Our Palace Jailer are very strong in this matchup. They're just gonna like pump this up to 2 and like kill my things? Do I have to cast Flicker? Do I have to cast... no, I can cast Recruiter and recruit something. Step 1. Attack with Potomac. Seems like such an investment of resources for my opponent. To like spend this turn pumping out the Blast Zone and spend most of next turn popping it. I think we're just gonna go like recruit a Wisp. We can just Wisp our Recruiter for a small aerial army, because we only have 2 Wisps in the deck, but still a pretty decent aerial army. Also, we can kill another Endless one if it rolls around. Chance I want to grab like Stoneforge, but wish Envolson would do stream too. I was interested to see. Yeah, Envolson has some like crazy thoughts sometimes. I'd be interested to see him talk through a lot of his decisions. He almost did a stream with God, who is it? One of the other people on his team. I remember they tweeted about it, but it just like never happened. They tweeted that they were gonna do a stream, but then it fell through. It's like Blast on me. It's whatever. Just a Wisp our Recruiter past the turn. Don't really mind if they spend 5 mana putting their Blast Zone to kill my like 2 creatures here. One of which is just a Thalia. Which hasn't really been doing dick in this matchup. Are they playing the control version? No, they have like so many like Wastelands, the Blast Zone. Oh, I guess Blast Zone's a control card though. Chalice on one. Well, we just tutored up Flicker Wisp, so I'll just flicker the Chalice here. I honestly don't want to play this port. We could like port Jailer. It's a little bit risky into like the possibility of Reality Smasher. I think I'm happy Wisping down the line. Or are we Jailering down the line? Although we could like Jailer this. If they don't have Smasher, we can like Wisp our Jailer and just like go nuts. I feel like if they had a Smash, they would have played it by now, right? Jailer could be really good. So if they have Smasher, how bad does it get? They smash me. We untap. We can still Wisp our Jailer to eat the Smasher. And then they have their Reshaper, but we have 3 creatures, 2 of which like just traded the Reshaper. Kind of into Jailering here. I guess Wisping the Jailer is only about as good as Wisping this Chalice. Alright. Because the Chalice is turning off our removal spell anyway. Wow. Just conceits, huh? 5 cards in hand. 6 mana for all draw these spells. I have no idea what my opponent's hand was. This is a highly unusual game. Bring in 6 cards. We can cut the Prelate and the... Oh, wow. We don't just snap cut all our mobs because they're Givers, and Giver doesn't suck in this matchup. Wow, what a world. We can finally just cut all our Thalias against Eldrazi. I love it. So last cut here. Atomic? Probably. They have like Wastelands and stuff, but Avenger having extra power and Vigilance is probably way better. Goodbye, kitties. All these other cards seem pretty strong. What did I donate? What did I play this deck? What is this deck? What is this deck? Oh, is this Rector? This is our Planeswalker Rector Fit. I'd probably play this. I've never played Nick Fit. Nick Fit's always been like a sweet deck. Probably jam this. What are we doing with it? We're not because we're doing like Karn the Great Creator stuff, which is also a sweet card. But like when we Arena Rector, you just want to get a man. I guess we have like Karn and Ugin, right? Juliana Dreadhorde General. Guess that is a lot of value. Pretty neat. I guess these are also like just a lot more reasonable to cast in your Veteran Explorer deck. I'm into it. I'd probably play it. I'd definitely play it. This deck seems cool. Prinzugin 1337. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. I don't think it's your one. I think $10. I forget what my own stream says. Hang on, let me scroll down. Oh, nope, I can't. Fuck. I forget what my own deck donation criteria are, but I think it goes 8, 10, 12, right? So it'd be 10. It was 8 for a good legacy deck, 10 for a less good legacy deck, and then 12 for a non-legacy deck. The $10 is the Moxall tax, I believe. Sounds solid. A lot of flyers. Not a lot of removal, but we have a lot of removal to draw into, and a Relic Order for like a Chalice or some such. Ratchet Bomb. Look at this Wasteland too, which is pretty good. That's a good draw too. Urborg. Huh? God. Ban Urborg on Moto so I don't have to double click my lands. Yeah, Urborg means that they can't turn 2 like I thought not. Wow, this is a slow ass hand. They like Chalice on one me? Sure. I don't want to Wasteland them, because I want to Wasteland a Soul Land. If they had a Soul Land, they would have played it by now, right? Unless it's like City of Traders. I guess I'm just Wastelanding this Urborg, right? I do nothing a lot. Thanks for the $10 donation. We will certainly jam some Karn Great Creator Nick Fit. Maybe we'll fit it in next week. Certainly soon. The deck does look pretty sweet. What am I... Do I Wasteland here? I could just cast one of my 2-drops, right? I could just play Atomic. Yeah, fuck Wastelanding. Damn it. Fuck Urborg. I should have Wastelanded the Urborg, so I just stop having to double-click my stuff. If they had a Soul Land, they'd like turn 1 Mimic me, right? Unless... Sure. Relic War, the Ratchet Bomb. I guess I'm supposed to Wasteland this. What keep was... How... In what world was this a keep opponent? Oh, we can also just revoke it. Nice. Kind of in for that, because you can't revoke a Chalice, but you can Relic Ward a Chalice. I guess I'll Wasteland this Urborg by virtue of my opponent have nothing better to Wasteland. Maybe just Wasteland the Cavern in case they have another Urborg, but Urborg lets them like, cast stuff with if they draw Eye of Ugin. They can't cast a Thought Knot with it. I guess this does cut off colorless mana. Yeah, actually into killing this. They can't like cast a Reshaper or something. We're just gonna cast Revoker on Ratchet Bomb here. Valinor Avenger. Oh, nice. They have 6'd. Oh no, they drew an Eldrazi Temple. Yeah, whatever. There's still another land away from Thought Not Searing me. There's like a Reshaper here, it's whatever. The Endless one here, it's also whatever. It does let them attack into my Sarah Avenger, though. We'll just take the 3. got it, opponent. Leave the vial on 2. Punch in the air for a lot. Do you sell the box of keyboard you're using? Which keyboard is it? Don't think I have the box. Yeah, we cleaned it up, but it's a Corsair. Some rainbow one. Which, the one that I originally was on my list was like a red one, but then as I was ordering it on Amazon, I was like, ooh, there's a one that like has rainbow colors for like $5 more. I was like, all right, I gotta do this. Completely bought into getting my thing with a flashy effect for no reason. Yeah, I can probably look up which one it is if you're curious at all. I can look up the brand. What is this? Yeah, this looks like it. This looks exactly what it is. Actually, it looks a tiny bit different. Yeah, that button on the left says CM. But it looks almost identical. Oh, you're playing Ballista. Do I care about that? No. So we're just gonna relic ward this Ratchet Bomb anyway. Yeah, looks almost identical. I think that might be the one. I'm just like missing something on that page because I'm blind, but no attacks. Sure. Yeah, I'll eat the Ratchet Bomb. You go to the GP? I'm not going to the GP. My next paper event is going to be Eternal Weekend. I guess this was a case for Relic Ordering the Ratchet Bomb, right? Because you can't easily Relic Order a Ballista, but I could have like responded to this Ballista with a Revoker, potentially. I suppose there were arguments either way. But we also did like have the Plow in hand, whereas we didn't have a... we didn't know if they had a Ballista or something. We can cast a 2, so I'll take this up. Can't cast that. Just punch him for 5. Get the aerial beats on. I guess we had I guess Crocus don't probably really matter at this point, at this stage in the game. There's an argument for like leaving the Vial on 2 because of being able to Crocus the Tomic, but I don't think that matters quite yet. And this other Vial will just be on 2 next turn. And if we had drawn Crusader, Flicker Wisp, Recruiter, then having this Vial be on 3 is much better. If we draw Stoneforge or something, we just cast it. Punch. Don't think there's a lot my opponent can do, even if they just, like, Thought Knot me. Yeah, they're just dead. What a weird hand. They kept a 7, right? Yeah, they just decided to keep that 7 that just went Urborg Go into Cavern Mimic into no land drop Ratchet Bomb. What a weird 7 to keep. Let us continue jamming here. Doing pretty well, but we haven't really played against a lot of the decks that I was interested in playing against, mainly Rug Delver. Hit Blue-Black Death Shadow and Eldrazi aggro. isn't exactly like the biggest test of the legacy world. I should actually keep this deck list link open. The Karn Nick Fit list. What do we sideboard a Gideon of the Trials for? Is there a combo deck that can't be Gideon of the Trials? I don't think so, right? As long as you control Gideon Planeswalker, you can't lose the game and your opponents can't win the game. It doesn't feel like there's a combo deck that just like Stone Cold loses to that, right? Like Storm Game 1 can't beat it, right? But then post-board they'll have bounce spells and stuff. It's also kind of hard to cast. We have one basic planes and then two white duels. Oh, it's Julian. Hope he's not playing elves. Wow, this hand is not very good. This hand's certainly better. Think I'm shipping the Palace Jailer here. I think we want double Aether Vial. Because we're on a one-lander here. Palace Jailer will take a long time to get online. We want the Plow. We could ship the GT. Like, Palace Jailer is a notable thing that might be relevant. Especially with the second Vial. Yeah, I think I actually like shipping the GT now that I thought about it. Because with the second Vial, we can actually afford to take one up to 4 more. I think the GT is going to be less relevant. Although, I guess I didn't take into account that it was Julian. Because it's Julian, I might have wanted to keep the GT assuming that he was on elves, but turns out he's not. Which is good. Ooh, another land. That's good to draw. I wonder what Julian's playing. Floater's Try and Go makes me feel like it's a Tundra deck, right? But it could be a whole mess of blue decks. What? Excuse me, Julian. What's happening? What? Move to discard so I know what you're doing, please. Discard Walking Ballista. What are we playing against? What is this deck? What hero he's playing? Care to critique a sideboard? I suppose. Are you going to be playing in the GP or the SCG? SCG's this weekend, right? GP's the following weekend? I think. I'm bad at remembering when events are if I'm not going to them. Playing at the GP in a bit. Oh yeah, the PTQ tomorrow. I still don't know what he's playing. I don't know what this means at all. I think it means I'm going to say go because we're just gonna put in this heroic or off the violent thing. But Shallow, Surgical, Recruiter, Rip, Path, Cataclysm, Council. That looks pretty fine. It's pretty similar to my sideboard, right? It's like a Recruiter and a Path over what, a Prelate and a Needle or something. I don't know. There's also a Relic Warder missing. I'm playing something else. Oh, the third Chalice. Seems fine. Don't know how much of a fan I am of Sideboard Recruiter right now, but it's similar to you board in a lot of the same matchups with Sideboard Prelate, right? Alright, what do you got going on over there, Julian? Spill the beans. food chain? Why would you keep like one land go? I'm so confused. I don't think I'm not gonna revoke her here. I'm so confused as to what Julian's doing. What on earth is happening? Mixed feelings about the Relic Order Needle on the board, as well as Social number 2. Yeah, the only reason I'm still playing Relic Order is Show and Tell, honestly. I thought about cutting it when I was looking at Enevolson's list, but I was like, Show and Tell is still a scary deck. Really like being able to put in Relic Order off of Show and Tell. Guess we're just saying go again. Christ. Would love to, like, cast this Sword of Fire and Ice or something. What on earth is happening? This has to be, like, food chain or some shit, right? No, Lurin doesn't use Ballista, so it's gotta be food chain, right? This has gotta be a food chain deck. If you're not running into Delver, then Revoker's good against a lot of the rest of the field, Coco. But the fact that there's so much Delver, just like, and these lists have a lot of other 2-drops to play instead of the Revoker to fill out the curve, that I don't really care that much for a Revoker right now. God, what the fuck are you up to, opponent? Get him, put in I mean, I'm gonna revoke food chain here, and like, I'm willing to be super wrong about what my opponent's playing. But, like, what other Ice Fang Caudal Walking Ballista deck is there, right? And then, like, take these files up, like, 4 and 3 to get my Palace Jailer going, I guess? I wish I could put a question mark after the card that I named. Wisp, 3 giver, yeah. Oh, yeah, that was one of the things that I was thinking about was playing 3 instead of 2 Wisps. I agreed with 4 not being the right number. I do still like a bunch of Mother of Ruins effects, though. Probably just slamming the sword, right? Am I jailing this Quaddle? What if they have another Quaddle? We don't slam the sword? We have Flicker Wisp that can, like, get in the way. If we really needed to. We could actually just Wisp our Jailer. Not if they end step it, though. Alright. Sub 1. Let's Jailer this Quaddle and attack with a Revoker. Oh, well, that makes my life easier, I guess. What are you playing around by doing that? Oh, he wants to draw the card. Because he doesn't have the snow permanence. But now we can Jailer both these things, right? Do I want to burn my Wisp, though? I could just plow it instead. But then I don't get my sword online. Like, I could play sword, Wisp, my Jailer, eat this other Quaddle, and then, like, get this sword going faster. But that puts the shields down more on this Revoker. But if he has, like, Ballista, this Flickers is not going to be able to save that very well. The sword's probably getting Force of Will, though. So maybe this isn't the right line. Some news, Lily can still fit through the small cat gate. Interesting news. Oh, not getting countered. Deal. Hope my opponent never takes Monarchy from me. Sure. I still don't know what this means, but it means that it's less likely to be food chain, I think. But, like, what other ballista deck... What other Bant... Coatl deck is playing Walking Ballista, right? Sure, Teferi Time Raveler. That was the sword, maybe? Yeah. Just punch him for 5. Probably play the Stoneforge here. Face. I guess Jite? Should I be concerned about something happening? I'm deeply troubled by whatever the fuck my opponent is doing. Oh, nice. We drew Crusader. That's pretty good. Yeah, you can't really see the prints very well behind me. I guess I'm porting the white source. Because I can take them off of that color. We have lethal. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Don't know what my opponent's up to over there. Their Bant Walking Ballista Teferi Coatl deck. Alright. What on earth is Julian doing? Why is there a Walking Ballista in your deck? How do we sideboard? Blue. I imagine Swords to Plowshares not being good against them is one thing that I feel relatively safe in saying. Swords to Plowshares doesn't seem great against the Ice Fang Coatl decks. I probably want Council's Judgment because my opponent's playing some, like, Dirtlefest deck. Cataclysms, maybe? God, I don't fucking know. I don't know if I want Relic Order. Did you win? Yeah, we won, but we saw exactly 2 Ice Fang Coatls, a Walking Ballista, and a Teferi Time Raveler, and Bantlands. So I don't know what I'm playing. My best guess is like Bant Food Chain, right? It's gotta be Bant Food Chain, right? Like, you play the white for Teferi because Teferi helps you in, like, helps you combo out in, like, some of the grinding matchups. We're playing yeah, we are playing against Julian. A50, thanks for the follow. Appreciate the support. Yeah, my guess is Food Chain, which makes me want this. Yeah, we want the Needle. We saw Walking Ballista and Teferi. That's probably fine. We cut our Swords to Plowshares. Probably our Tomics. And Palace Jailer. That's a clean 60. Oh, it's okay. Cat didn't go on the shelf. Yeah, she did not. Thank God. Yeah, that one's name is Dog. That's accurate. But I call that one Cat all the time because I just refer to them as cats. Blame Aisha9 in chat. She's the one that named them. Something like that. I really don't know what's happening. I have to imagine Bant Food Chain. Are we keeping this hand? Double Vial again? It's a little risky against, like, Teferi's, but it's 2 Vials. This hand also doesn't really have a lot of interaction for, like, Food Chain bullshit. We also have a Batter Skull. Yeah, we have better 6s. This is not a better 6. This is very much not a better 6. Alright. Ship a land, and this... We're gonna ship another land. We kind of need all these cards, and we just need to get a little bit lucky to win on a Mold 6 here, or Mold 5. All these cards seem pretty important to kill. Man, if only I had some land drops for this Cataclysm to be effective. Alright, I'll play turn 2 Aether Vial. Fuck that. At the rate that our mana is developing, could just die. Could just Ice Fang and Food Chain kill you. But we're not really playing towards that end. Playing towards the end of probably trying to cast this Cataclysm or something. Like Teferi bounce my Vial. Alright, not dying this turn, but at least also this locks in Food Chain, and that means that we're probably going to revoke Food Chain here with this Revoker. Just get beat down by the Mist Hollow Idiot Brigade. I think this matchup's a lot better than the Bug Food Chain matchup, at least. They don't get access to like Abrupt Decay and stuff. It's like your relevant hate cards are actually relevant. Are we casting a spell here? Could just try to port them. Then die to Food Chain, right? Die to Green Source Food Chain. Oh no, we don't die to that unless they have a card to cast in the interim. They'd have to have a 3-drop to bridge the gap. We have 6 cards in hand. What's the odds that this port's actually relevant? And we're taking 2 straight to 3 for this Recruiter, so I want to cast a spell here. You can also just draw a land and Windmill Slam's Chalice. Would be nice. Oh, excuse me. Well, I said it. Does that mean I'm gonna do it? I think so. Is triple Stone Rain good enough? They left up 4 mana, which is very conspicuous, right? We get to keep Revoker, Vial, and a land, and we can like Vial the Stoneforge, which doesn't do anything until we hit another land drop, but then we can tick up to get like Recruiter and stuff too, which starts to do more things. There's a chance that I want to like wait until my opponent misses a land drop though, but also that opens us up to like getting this Revoker removed and then them playing Food Chain and just killing me. I think I'm in for waiting a little bit, though. They have 6 cards still in hand, and we have no notion that they're going to miss land drops here. Yeah, I suspected more Coatls. I guess tap the Plains. Tapping the Plains means that they have to fetch a duel with this Misty if they wanted white mana. They might just kill me here from the looks of it. They had like a plow. Return to nature, so this is land Food Chain to kill me. Because now they have enough mana. Oh, we're not dead. Nice. Alright, probably pretty priced into casting this Cataclysm now. Do something about Vial here. Flash in a Containment Priest. That'd be a card that makes sense in this deck, right? This Cataclysm suddenly sucks a lot more, doesn't it? I mean, kills the 2 Coatls. If we draw a land, we're still going to cast Cataclysm. I'll leave this Vial on 2, I think. leave it on 2. Another file, huh? It's not great. They have 4 cards in hand. Very threatening. They start casting like mist hall griffins and shit. Just like beat me down with an idiot squad. I think we just want to cast the Cataclysm here and just like rip one more land to put Stoneforge into play. We have like 8 turns to hit something as the board currently sits. What was this? Ballista for 1? Yeah. Land? Not a land. It's not very good. Stop hitting land drops, opponent. Probably dead now, right? Sure. Well, that's unfortunate. Don't think we sideboard any differently. I might just want Jailer just for, like, killing random, like, utility idiots. The problem with Plow is obviously that it doesn't, like, forward our game plan at all. Because it's really bad against their primary game plan of just, like, killing me with food chain nonsense. Although, it's just really shitty against Quaddle. Is a big tick in the negative box. I might just resubmit. I don't think Container Priest is generally like that backbreaking. There are games that it can like steal, obviously, like that game specifically. And I don't hate boarding in Container Priest in matchups where like your creatures don't matter as much, like when you're playing Stoneblade or Miracles or something. Like it's horrible in like the mirror and stuff where like Flicker Wisp killing your stuff is a huge deal, but in matchups where your creatures don't matter, if they get like vindicated by Flicker Wisp with the Container Priest in play, then it feels pretty decent to board him, depending on like your cuts and stuff. But it's also not like nuts or anything. I'll keep this. Sounds like actually functional. Giver of Runes Mystic. This Cataclysm for the long term. Just have to like actually play around Containment Priest when applicable. Julian, where'd you go? Maybe he's assessing the opening hand, maybe. Is Julian streaming? Oh, doesn't look like it. Unless I just don't remember what his name is on Twitch. Oh, he's not streaming. We are indeed jamming some D&T today. Disposable Hero. In honor of everyone playing in Syracuse and Atlanta and stuff. gonna play the Rishadenport here. We don't actually have to put in this Giver of Runes because we have this Rishadenport up. It's an interesting time to fetch. I can't cast anything here, right? So don't I just get to tap this? Why would you fetch right there? Really want him to fetch out some non-basics, but yeah, I have no idea what that fetch was. That fetch seemed extremely suspect. I don't want to play this Wasteland because I want to encourage him to play non-basics at some point. We're going to put in this Stoneforge at sorcery speed, though, to play around Catarian Priest. Also, this could be like a Thalia if he wants to cast something here. I think we're going to go Sword. Sword's generally one of your better equipment against Food Chain because it attacks through like Mist Hall Griffins and Baleful Strix, or in this case, like Icefang Coatls. Whereas Batterskull just like runs into the Death Touch things pretty hard. Sword also just like pushes a ton of damage. I don't know if there's an argument for attacking with Giver that turn. Oof. Huh. This is a weird-ass list. Don't think I'm casting Cataclysm. But I do want to be aware of the fact that I am planning to cast Cataclysm in the future. In future turns here. So I want to like conserve my like second white source and stuff. Color am I even tapping? Probably blue. Gonna play Legacy PDQ tomorrow? I think so. Probably am. Coatl? Sure. I'm putting in this sword. How much do I care about this oath? We don't have a lot of ways to remove it. I'm just thinking about, like, post-Cataclysm, right? I'm probably just sacking the Vial. We have a lot of land drops to hit and stuff, and if we ever actually, like, get rid of the oath. We draw, like, Council's Judgment here. Having the sword in play is really good. I am going to keep hitting land drops to encourage, especially with like this port, to encourage him to keep playing lands. We still have like 2 more lands to deploy post-Cataclysm. So we really just want to strain Julian's resources here. So he has to play a bunch of lands and then hopefully sweep them all up. We could theoretically just get killed here by like land food chain. Uh-oh. Oh, are we dead? Looks like we're probably dead. We might just be digging, though, with this Watcher. Resolves. if Watcher finds a Mist Hologriffin, it's just infinite mana, and then if he has Ballista in hand, we do just die. There's Mist Holo. I hate the fact that, like, I would concede here, but I don't know that he has the combo, right? He could just be, like, playing a bunch of Mist Holos and stuff. We also don't die to the combo, right? Because he has a Collector Oath in play. Unless there's a secondary part of the combo here with this Recruiter of the Guard. We'll see. Recruiter makes all these, like, weird flex creatures make a little bit more sense. Nope, it's just gonna make an infinite ballista. Oh, he can exile the Oath to the food chain. Never mind, we're dead. Oh, so we can concede now, right? He exiles the Oath to the food chain. We have nothing we can do. Ballista might face for 1 million. There's no point like we could even have like a Revoker the way he's doing it. Yeah, we are in fact dead. Yeah, food chain remains a pretty rough matchup. The creature-based combo decks. I think the white splash is less strong against Death and Taxes. Like, not having to deal with Abrupt Decay and stuff generally feels pretty nice. But some timely random Hate Bears did us in pretty well there. It's possible that I wanted to cast Cataclysm that turn. I don't think so. Maybe it was. When we drew the port, we might have been able to like cast Cataclysm there and then try to use the port post Cataclysm to like tax them out, but like I don't know, our board state like just wasn't very good. We're looking for like something, or Crusader, or like even like a Flitter Wisp or something. Just something to do. We got really badly burned by grabbing Sword of Fire and Ice instead of Batter Skull, but obviously we don't know that Oath is in their hand or deck. Like, if we had Battle Skull there, I think the odds of us actually being able to win goes up pretty high. Although, maybe not, because Battle Skull's a hard card to keep in play with Cataclysm. Because if we keep Battle Skull plus Germ, then they have the Quaddle, and the Quaddle... I guess the Quaddle can't really block, because they need 3 snow permanents for Death Touch. Yeah. Definitely have a lot higher odds of winning, but, oof, this hand sucks. This hand's fine. I'm gonna ship this Saravenger here. Just like clunky on our curve. We already have like a 2-drop flyer as well. Verdant Catacomb. They're playing against Depths, maybe? What's Verdant Catacombs Go mean? Does that mean I just want to run out Tomek right now? To protect it from Thoughtseize? I feel like we would have just got Thoughtseize turn 1, right? In the grand scheme of things, like playing turn 2 Thalia increases our odds of surviving a lot. Just versus a lot of random bullshit. But, I guess Verdant Catacombs specifically. How many decks exist that play Verdant Catacombs besides Depths? That would keep a 7 and not do something on turn 1, right? Like, Elves could play Verdant Catacombs, but they would, on 7, they would probably be casting a 1-drop. Maybe I'm wrong in this assessment. Maybe I'll get burned. Maverick. I feel like Maverick's another deck that really likes its 1-drops, though, right? Yep. Seems like Depths. Feels a lot like Depths. Well, we have Wasteland for the Crocus, and then we can replay the Tomek if we don't get Thoughtseized, so... And then they, like, can't win, right? They may be on like Manic Decays and stuff. But they're definitely a lot further from winning. Got like another crop rotation. I'm fine with playing into that. Specifically because I want to cast this Tomek here. Unless they have like a second Caracas. In which case I look like a fool, but think aggressively wastelanding here is fine. Opponent. What are they thinking about? Do they have another crop rotation? They're just thinking about what to rotate for to beat the Tomek that I'm inevitably going to cast here. What are we doing after this? After we get this Tomek in play? Just stone forging for something to kill them as fast as possible? I imagine. Go, Tomek. We were playing the Thalia. Maybe. Maybe not. Definitely not playing the Revoker. Do you want to be wary of like the abrupt decay into lethal lines, because that's like their only out at this point. Is killing my Tomek, which is also why we want to find like a Giver of Runes, but we can't really control that very well. I think I might just play with. Alright, nice. Sylvan Scrying into Concede. I dig it. They might also not have like any removal main deck. Maybe they're just. I don't know what like current lists look like in terms of like number of abrupt decays and stuff, but they might have just been like super cold to that Tomek. Alright. Hey, Tinkerpro, get out of here. You might come in, but for now we'll board in these other stuff. These other cards seem a lot more important. Relic Order, Relic Order is probably a yes. They have library in addition to like Mox Diamonds and Pithing Needles and stuff like that. Relic Order is a yes. And color all our Thalias. These cards are all fine. We can cut Sword, shave a Stone Forge. Maybe we just cut the Prelates. Prelates pretty decent, like sometimes decent in this matchup. They have a lot of relevant 2s that you want to hit. Mainly like Abrupt Decay Assassin's Trophy and stuff, but I think we have enough tools that we don't just want a Grey Ogre, right? We do want to also kill them with some of this stuff. We can probably shave like one Avenger. Like, flying blockers are good in tandem with stuff like Giver of Runes, but I think I like this. Alright, snap this one off. Got another Tomek, and we just have like 2 removal spells. And Terminal Vial and stuff. Got a lot of good stuff going on, even if they just like Thought Seize me. Needle Wasteland, I assume. Yep. Nope, we have Tomek, 3 removal spells, Stoneforge. Seems pretty rock solid. This feels like an aggressive keep by my opponent. I'm not going to play the Tomek. Playing Stoneforged up the clock here. We have a lot of removal, so I'm going to grab Skull just to get the beatdowns going. Sometimes you want to grab GTA to try to handle Sylvan Safekeepers or Dark Confidants or stuff like that. Elvish Reclaimers. I think in this instance we're pretty set on killing my opponent's creatures. So now they have Thoughtseize, yeah, they have Thoughtseize the Tome instead of the Batter Skull here. And we still have a bunch of answers to a Merit Lage in our hand. Why would you just keep a one-lander on 7? That's just Urborg. Do they have, like... No, even if you have Hex Mage in hand, you're trying to draw exactly Dark Depths or something. God, I want to port this Urborg. I really do. Maybe I should. I can attack them for 1, port the Urborg. Following turn, I can port plus Batter Skull. Yeah, I'm into it. I'll just keep them out of casting more shit. I do get burned by, like, land, another Thoughtseize or something. Yeah, and play this Giver next turn. God, fucking Urborg. Hey, they did a land drop. They can... not cast a Hex Mage until they hit another land drop, and even then we can still kill a Merit Lage 3 different ways. 2 of which don't gain them life. I don't think there's a lot of a difference between tapping these. Obviously, they can still tap the Dark Depths for mana. But, like, I'm trying to think of a world where I want this Dark Depth tapped instead of this Urborg. Can't really think of one. They don't even have a Hex Mage to play? What? Opponent, why did you keep this hand? Alright, cool, they died. Opponent, you're allowed to mulligan. Second time my opponent has kept, like, a extremely dubious hand. And then just gotten ranched. All right. Last matchup of the day. Where is Depths? There we go. 3-1 so far. Got our 5-0 Dreams dashed by Food Chain. Just a notoriously not great matchup. That we also ran into a couple of hiccups in both losses there. But, like, this deck feels strong. We played again, like, we just crushed Depths. This deck just crushes Depths all the time. Even if you cut 2 Flicker Wisps, like, this deck gets to dunk all over Dark Depths decks. And theoretically, you're really good against the Rogue Delver decks. Not even just theoretically, just like in practice. You get to crush Rogue Delver. Especially if they're not respecting, like, matchups like this. I've seen decks that just aren't playing like playing like 1 Shatter, and it's like not even an Ancient Grudge. It's like an Abrade or a Return to Nature. And if they're not respecting the Death Tags matchup, they're gonna get super crushed. More news. What's up? This name seems familiar, but I don't know what they're on at all. But this hand seems not very good. I'll ship the second Krogs and begrudgingly keep this. Dog seems to have learned how to open the kitchen cabinets. That seems like pretty bad news. Do we need to get child locks on our cabinets now? I hate this card as being my only white source. Are they a Maverick player? Man, if they're a Maverick player, we're about to just get annihilated. Just gonna like waste on my Krogas and we're just gonna fucking die. Green white depths. The fetch land split is weird. Let's do another white source. I'm gonna play as if we don't have another white source, at least for like this turn, to encourage like a suboptimal wasteland turn or something. What are we playing against though? Like Maverick? I guess probably Maverick. This one's probably Maverick over like green white depths. So we'll go get a Cheetah, the Stoneforge Mystic. Cheetah also like not horrible if they do end up being depths. Do I attack? I'm not protecting the Stoneforge or anything, right? If they want to kill it, go ahead. Like, we can still cast a Jite. Let's get in for one. Especially when they have Sylvan Library in play. Every point of damage matters. They play like a Coder. We're not happy. They're only pots and pans and lower kitchen cabinets. I mean, she can open the drawers under the sink, right? The cabinets under the sink, where all like the very bad chemicals are. Alright, yeah, just Maverick. Just solid green-white Maverick then, with that Foothills. What are the last 4 cards? They had 3 men and didn't play a 3-drop. She was just sitting in there next to the slow cooker. How did you know she was in there? That is pretty hilarious, though. What am I concerned about them playing? Kill my giver on tap, like GTA or something? Just thinking about recruitering up. Like Palace Jailer, because Palace Jailer is really powerful in this matchup, especially with the Wisp that we already have in our hand. I think I'm fine with just recruitering Palace Jailer. It means that we can't get this GTA line if they find Wasteland. But I think they would have Wastelanded me last turn anyway. There's a world where I get punished if I don't play this Plains now. If I play the Port and then like they wasteland my Caracas and we draw like another white source, we can't cast a Wisp on our recruiter or something. I'm just gonna go get the old Palace Jailer. Now I won't attack, because we're a little concerned about getting GT'd or something. Not super concerned, though, because Palace Jailer can, like, take over, steal a game back over towards our favor. If they spend all their mana having, like, one creature in play. But yeah, they could, like, cast Plow or something. Scrib Ranger, sure. So, certainly a better Jailer target. Now we don't have to worry about them like flash stealing our monarchy. This is like the only thing that could really surprise steal your monarchy in this matchup. So it's good that it's already in play. We just hit it, assuming they don't like play a coder. Yeah, they're gonna wasteland me, which makes a lot of sense. Probably not even wisping my recruiter here. Wow, there's a lot of good cards all of a sudden. Where did these cards come from, opponent? Your last turn was so much worse than this one. Guess we do. I don't know. They have a mom too. Fuck. Suddenly they just have like 8,000 creatures, which makes my Palace Jailer look really bad. They have GT plus equipped a Scrib Ranger and use Mom to attack through a blocker. But if I force them to use Mom to attack through a blocker, they only have 2 counters, and they have to use those counters to clear my Giver of Runes. And then after that, we can Palace Jailer their Mother of Runes, and then try to like fight that fight. So I think I do want to play the Flicker Wisp, just to force them to use their Mom proactively if they want to get GT counters this turn. I think Flicker and Recruiter is better than Stoneforge here. Could just go Provoker just in case, too. That's probably not unreasonable. GT. Yep. Come on, let me go to blocks. Nice. This is really bad for them. Don't really know what their plan was, though. Because now they have to use their Mom. Program that with. They could have like a plow here. Yeah, that's fine. These will just bounce. Yeah, now they're locked into, they locked into using their Mom here, so we have a chance to connect with Argite, or play our Palace Jailer here or something. They do have Swords of Plowshares up. They have access to like 3 mana using this Scrib Ranger, plus this fetch land, which is something we need to be wary of. But now we have our Giver of Runes to protect from like a plow, right? So we could just play equip GTA to our Stoneforge, attack into them, right? Get our GTA counters, clear their Mom, and have a GTA counter left over to clear the Scrib Ranger. Oh, they have a Batter Skull? Ah. Oh, they're trying to block with their Stoneforge. They clicked on it. Sure. They could kill their own Stoneforge, actually. Maybe I did actually want to equip... Oh, they can untap their Mom. Shit, I didn't think about that. God, Script Ranger is such an obnoxious magic card. Because that makes my Jailer play bad too, though. But I might have wanted to revoke this instead. Definitely needed to attack with my... No, attack with Wisp was the good play, right? Because they can't... They could have untapped their Script Ranger, but that doesn't... Could also use my Giver or something. Yeah, I counterpunted this turn. Certainly. Imagine my opponent's going to wisen up to their Mother of Runes plan here. Use it before attacking. It's working so far. We're 3-1. Yeah, definitely just needed to equip to the Wisp and attack. That was bad. But we're not dead yet. We're not... Definitely not happy, but we're not dead anymore. Oh, that's bad. Well, we can revoke the GT now. Sure. Problem is if they just like leave the Quasali up, right, and just don't pop my GT, we need to get them to a point where they need to pop the GT, right? That's not another land, which sucks because we can't move the GT over to the Wisp. No, we could... So if we cast Revoker, and then in response they ping down my Giver of Runes. If they don't in response ping down the Giver of Runes, we name GT, and then Giver of Runes protects the Revoker from the Quasali. If they do in response ping down the Giver of Runes, we then name... Run into the same problem of they can untap the Mother Verse to block me. But we can, and we'd have to name GT anyway, but then the Quasali pops the Revoker and then we lose. Because the Revoker puts us the best chance of winning, right? Just based on what they do in response. Land drop would have been nice. If we name Quasali, then we just die to this GT. But like we can't do anything else here besides move the GT, and that doesn't do anything versus active GT counters. This doesn't quite work because they have 2 colors of creatures too. Shit. We could like almost pro-white our Stoneforge and get through by like this resolves and we name Quasali Pride Mage, but then they also have this Hierarch, which then like they just untap their mom and block the Hierarch and pro-white there. Shit. Maybe we need to do like attack first to try to incentivize them to pop the GT. If we had another land drop, we could pro-green this, play land equip. We definitely have chances, but this did not work out. I don't think if there's anything we can do. I don't think there is. Better to go to next game. I'm already wasting too much time, like, tanking on figuring out if there's a way to win that game. So I definitely punted that, but my opponent gave me the opportunity to steal it, right? With their initial punt. They gave me the chance to steal the game, but if I just took up to the Wisp that turn, then I think we just, like, win there, like, a pretty hearty landslide. But I fucked up after they fucked up. But anyway, board in, basically anti-mirror stuff, and then cut all the mirror stuff. Very similar matchup. Cut Atomic, probably. This hand's a little bit dicey. I think it's good enough to keep, though. The Port and the Mystic and the removal spell are, like, really good. If we didn't have a Port, I think this is a mulligan, but the Port, I think, makes it nice. We have Aether Vial and Belly Port them. You can bump them off of, like, their 2 mana turn, or, like, their 3 mana turn 2s. Can really hit the brakes on what they're doing. Yeah, we just port this Forest on turn 2. It's a good pickup there. Notably, in this matchup, you're very unlikely to actually apply their mana dorks. It's generally just not a big deal. If they don't hit land drop, sometimes you apply their mana dorks, but that's definitely a land drop. Wow, jeez. That was an aggressive turn. That's a lot of mana. They also burned, like, a lot of resources on it, though. Like, we have a Plow to deal with, like, a thing that actually does anything, and we have, like, a Stoneforge Mystic for a GT and stuff. So we can just port them, have Stoneforge on file, say go. Port this Cradle. It's a lot of mana over there. It's just like a Knight of the Reliquary or something. Ramanap. Perfectly set up for Chain Whirler. Yeah, not this time. As good as it was that time I played Goblins. Am I supposed to plow this Excavator? Probably. We have this Council System to kill another thing. Ah, fuck. Now we have a Council System to kill their GT that we obviously need to deal with. Actually, we get our GT on here, right? They're tapped out. We plow this Ramanap, put in the Stoneforge, play land, equip Stoneforge attack, and then we have our GT online first. So yeah, we definitely plow this Ramanap Excavator. Ding. So unless they have artifact removal, this GT counter prevents them from connecting with their GT. If they do have artifact removal, like they connect with the GT, but then we can at least judgment it. This is like Pride Mage or something. Just another Mystic, sure. This could be bad if this is like sort of latent shadow. What's this? Fuck me, I guess. That is not good. If only we had, like, anything to put in off this vial instead of 6 lands. Man, if we just had, like, a Sarah Avenger here. Just, like, so insane. But now I think we just are dead. Top deck anything? I don't think so with like 2 equipment in their hand. Alright, that helps. Certainly doesn't hurt. I think I'm gonna wasteland this Cradle. Gives them less mana to just like go nuts with their equipment and stuff. We're unfortunately probably gonna have to revoke the GT, but it depends on what equipment they play here. thing, sure. I'm gonna tap an extra attacker. Oh man, activating the Stoneforger sucks for me. Oh, that's actually like a... That's the gigantic brain play, activating Stoneforge. Okay, never mind. That's the smaller brain play. The big brain play is activating the Stoneforge there, because then I can't revoke the equipment because I don't know which one it's gonna be, right? Then they can just put in the other one, but by casting the GT here, we just we're gonna ping off like a noble hierarch and then revoke GT probably. We can also just take the hit, right? And then judgment the GT, because we have revoker for the sword, which we want more because we have a GT online. So I think this actually just resolves. We just take a walloping here. Problem is that they're like drawing a million cards too. So the odds of us trying to like sneak through just not really gonna work out. Hey, that's not bad. Oh no, I shouldn't have tapped like that. Fuck. I needed to cast the Saravenger, I think, and not port them. That sucks. I definitely need to play Saravenger and Revoker here, because I need to revoke their Sword of Fire and Ice, but I also want Avenger to take Monarchy from them. I could just cast the Revoker. I think I'm priced into casting the Revoker now on Sword of Fire and Ice. The way that I've done this. I think I just need to now. Open myself up to any removal spell. They have 3 cards and a sword in hand, but it's Sword of Fire and Ice, right? Yeah. Green Sun for Night of Autumn, looks like. Yep. Rick Sage, sure. Don't know why that's in the deck instead of Night of Autumn, but okay. Probably my GTA, the smart play. I'm gonna kill their Reclamation Sage. Possibility I actually wanted to kill like a Hierarch, so they don't attack me for as much. Wow, that is a lot of noble Hierarchs. Just punch me with the big skews. Punch me with the big Jailer. Sure. Not a super good draw. If they plow this Avenger, we're probably dead. Alright, well, looks like we're still alive then. Get our Stoneforge back. We can just go get, like, Batterskull. We can get Batterskull because our Sword of Fire and Ice is turned off by the Revoker. We can just cast the Batterskull right now. eat a thing, sure. And we could play like Monarch Tag here if we want, but they have to commit a lot of attacks to the board that aren't necessarily profitable. What is this? Sort of light and shadow. That would be pretty backbreaking. Feast and Famine. Less so, but still horrifying. It pushes damage is the big thing. Like, discarding cards is not important right now, really. But it just... This is like a hit for 9, right? I probably am going to chump block with Stoneforge here. We can suit up the Batterskull on like our Sarah Avenger after to at least like try to start mitigating the bleeding. I wonder if I actually want to suit the Revoker so that the Avenger can chump the Scoot. No. That's fine. Why is that still in your deck? What are we doing here? This Giver of Runes is important at being able to help block this Scavenging Ooze. What am I chump blocking? I think I'm chump blocking with the Revoker this turn. Just shooting up the Sarah Avenger and punching them for a bunch. And playing the Giver of Runes, chump blocking. It's a little bit worrisome because they get their sort of Fire and Ice online, but we have a big blocker and a Giver online, so I don't think we're super concerned at that point. Crunch. If we can just delay a little bit, like, they are just dead in 2 turns from the Sarah Avenger. So we just, like, top deck at 2 here, which would be nice. I guess they're not dead in 2 hits, because they're probably going to gain more life. The second Giver is definitely nice, though. We definitely want to trade the Revoker so we can get a second Giver of Runes online. And not have to discard this thing. Could potentially chump block with a Giver of Runes here. I think this is fine, though. Opponent's made a lot of questionable choices here. Leaving Enthalia, registering Sword of Feast and Famine. Reclamation Sage over Knight of Autumn. So we untap. Oh, that's pretty good. Punch for 1,000,000. That's pretty good. That means that we do have lethal. Yep, they're going to put in their sword. attack with 2 things, we just put this Summoning Sick Giver in front of the Scoos. Okay, so they're trying to take Monarchy from me. We can't stop them. It's 4 attackers. So we might as well just kill the Stone Forge and chump block the Scoos and take 4. It gives them more draws at, like, something to kill me with, like a Plow. Actually, we could technically stop them from drawing a card with Monarchy, right? We have a Stone Forge and a Sword Splashers. We actually could just stop this. I'm into this. Under the bus. Eat. Protection. And then eat, and then plow the Jailer. Nice. That was not a game that I thought I was going to win. Whew. Alright, we got to win game 3, though. Opponent's Maverick list is really weird. And also just like leaving in Thalia, just playing sort of Feast and Famine. I already complained. We already said all these things. But we're just gonna run it back. That Sarah Avenger was extremely clutch. Still got 7 minutes for game 3. We're probably pretty good. Gotta be wary though. These mirror matches go by or take a while. I think I'm gonna keep this. This is a little bit risky on the draw, but this is a very strong hand. If they don't go wide, this hand is nuts, and if they do go wide, there's a chance that the Stoneforge can still try to beat that. But like just the ability to have like Jailer Wisp here is very, very powerful. Sure, let's just top like Aether Vial. That's not Aether Vial, but it's okay. This probably shouldn't be in their deck, right? It's just like doesn't fetch all their, unless they wanted a white only fetch. These are the type of hands where you miss having a Ancient Tomb, when you can like accelerate out turn 3 Jailers. It's just extremely good. Just take 8, huh? Pretty safe in this matchup. Coder, Jailer, Gideon. So we're going to Wisp the Night Ally, hit Gideon down to 3, and then he has to plus it. If he zeroes it, it just dies to the Wisp. If he pluses it, it doesn't really do a lot. We also get GT Online and stuff. I think I'm down for just killing this Night Ally. Our other play is like cast a Recruiter of the Guard, which we're way too behind on board currently. Kill your Night Ally, punch your Gideon. There's a chance we can finagle our way into this Jailer being good here, based on how this turn goes. If this Jailer is good, we should be pretty set. They're also at 9. Something to take into account. We do just have like multiple Flicker Wisps. Yeah, if they just like kill my Wisp here or something. Grab Chite. Oof, that hurts a lot. This was maybe the worst outcome possible. Jesus. That was so bad. We're just like dead. Christ. Just like actual perfect mana to 0 and then Stoneforge Cradle. Ugh. Are we dead? Factoring in like whether or not I want to block this Dryad Arbor. God, the fact that this Gideon exists is just making this Palace Jailer so bad too. Tarmocoil, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Our time of limitless despair here. So we can force them to use a counter to ping the Wisp. Does that even like matter? We can go get like a Batter Skull, I guess. They connect to get 2 counters. We'd attack the Gideon, they ping it, we play land, Stoneforge Mystic for Batter Skull, have a Batter Skull. And we can like block something. Saravenger's not bad. I mean, would have been much better. Not right now. Ding. Oh god, that turn was so horrendous for us. It's like probably like the worst possible that turn could have gone. Oh boy. But wait, it gets worse. Now they're going to get like Feast and Famine to be pro Germ token or some shit. Yeah, Gideon's pretty good when it also zeros to add 1 mana. I mean, that got us last turn real bad. They had exactly enough mana because like the Gideon 0. Yeah, I think we're just dead. Just like the second Stoneforge too, just piling it on. The Wasteland, we can't. I mean, Jailer's not doing shit anyway, but can't attack. Avenger doesn't do dick. Yeah, we're just dead here. I get plastered against a wall there, but that's life. Sometimes you get got. I don't know. I don't know really what to say. Seems fine. We played against like a very weird round of decks today. Doesn't really feel very telling of like where D&T is in the meta. We dodged all the Rogue Delver players. We played what? Eldrazi Stompy, Blue-Black Death Shadow, Bant Food Chain, Black-Green Depths, and then like very weirdly constructed Maverick build. So like that's not a super good test of the D&T's strengths. But we also like we won 3 matches like pretty easily, right? We playing? I guess Death Shadow was a little bit tight, but we crushed them game 3. Food Chain matches were they looked a lot less close than they felt. They felt like we were if the draws had panned out like a tiny bit differently, we could have gotten there. And like the Maverick matchup's always like a huge grind where we were pretty well set up to beat a lot of things. My opponent could have had that third game and just like got dumpstered. We could have won the first game, but like after my opponent punted, I punted right back. And game 2 was like a huge grind fest. So like that matchup's always like a big slog, but I do think the D&D is pretty well positioned right now. I agree pretty heartily with Enna Voldson's rating of Wisp right now. Although we played a bunch of matchups where Wisp would be great, like against Eldrazi or against Maverick. But I think overall, looking at the meta in a larger scope, I do think that Wisp is a little bit waning in his power, and I do like a list like this. I think something like this looks a lot more powerful. Like, you still have a bunch of flyers like Block Delvers and stuff, and you're leaning a lot less hard into things that died at round 6, which is huge. But anyway, that's going to be it for our stream today. Who's streaming Legacy? Honorog streaming. He was hanging out in chat earlier. Let's go host him. I'm in for that. Anyway, as always, thanks everybody for watching. Hope you had a good time. Hope if you're going to Syracuse, which is I think this weekend, I forget. But if you're going to Syracuse or Atlanta, and you want, if you think if you're bringing Death and Taxes, feel free to hit me up in the DMs on like Twitter or Discord or whatever. I'd love to talk to people more about the deck. One of the big reasons I ran this list today, I know I'd been slacking a lot of Legacy Death and Taxes content, and there's a bunch of Legacy events coming up. But as always, if you want to support the channel, follow, subscribe, donate. Thanks everyone who subbed today. We hit our 3rd emote slot. Still is September, so first time subs get half off. Anyway, let's go host Honorog. Catch you guys all next week. Have a good weekend, everybody.